Silva slams Trump over, threatening the world, starting wars. Iran's supreme leader vows continued resistance. Outline of agreement have to be finalized first, then talks. Iran. Spain, Brazil, Mexico vow to boost Cuba aid amid U.S. threats. Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has criticized U.S. President Donald Trump over his rhetoric on global conflicts. Speaking at an international summit in Barcelona, Lula said the world should not live under constant threats of war. He warned against leaders using public statements to escalate tensions. Lula also called on major world powers to take greater responsibility for preventing conflict in the Middle East. He urged the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council to change their approach and work toward peace. The remarks reflect growing international concern over rising global tensions. Leaders continue to debate how to reduce conflict and promote stability worldwide. Iran's supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei has vowed continued resistance against the United States and Israel. In a message marking Army Day, he praised Iran's military strength and its role in the ongoing conflict. Khamenei said Iranian forces have demonstrated their capabilities, highlighting drone and naval operations. He warned that Iran's military is prepared to inflict further defeats on its enemies. The leader also linked the current war to Iran's revolutionary history, describing it as part of a long struggle. He paid tribute to his predecessor, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, for strengthening the country's armed forces. Khamenei has not appeared in public since taking power earlier this year. His remarks underscore Iran's defiant stance as tensions in the region remain high. Iran says more progress is needed before a second round of talks with the United States can be scheduled. Deputy Foreign Minister Saeed Khatibzadeh said an outline of agreement must be finalized first. He noted that key differences remain, with Iran accusing the U.S. of introducing new demands. Officials say Tehran has shared its conditions through a mediator in Pakistan. Iran has also warned it does not want prolonged or unproductive negotiations. Meanwhile, new proposals from the United States are under review, with no response yet from Tehran. Earlier talks in Islamabad ended without a breakthrough, despite a temporary ceasefire in place. Pakistan continues efforts to bring both sides back to the negotiating table. The situation remains uncertain as diplomatic efforts continue alongside ongoing tensions. Spain, Brazil, and Mexico have pledged to increase aid to Cuba amid a worsening humanitarian crisis. In a joint statement, the three countries blamed the situation on U.S. sanctions and called for greater international support. They also urged dialogue and warned against any military intervention in Cuba. U.S. President Donald Trump has previously threatened action against the island and imposed an oil blockade. The leaders emphasized that Cuba's future should be determined by its own people. The announcement came during a summit of left-leaning leaders in Barcelona focused on defending democracy and multilateral cooperation. The move highlights growing international concern over conditions in Cuba and rising global tensions.